Alright, what is up YouTube? So, gonna make a quick video today just going over how to pull a program from GitHub and run it in IntelliJ. IntelliJ is the IDE I use. I really like that one. I know there's a bunch of different ones out there, so depending on what you're using it may look a little different, but pretty much if you want to take a project off of GitHub, right, you decided, hey, I want to get someone else's code, just pull it, I want to look at it, or review it, or run it, you know, for whatever reason. You can go onto GitHub. I'm signed into my GitHub account. You don't actually have to have an account for this to work. You can just go to GitHub and then you can search for whatever you want. So I found this one previously, so we're just going to go right to this, but I think I searched like JavaFX games or something, and this one came up. And then once you get to whatever you search for, you clicked on something you think it's interesting, you'll be basically at this page that I'm at, and they all look pretty similar. This button here is what you're going to want to click. So you click on this, and there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can either download the zip file, and then you'll have all the files that you need to actually run a program. It's just going to be a little more tricky if you do the zip file. This is what you're going to do if you don't have an account. You're just going to click that, get the zip file, find that zip file wherever it is, unzip it, and then you're going to have to try to structure that. So when you go to open it in your IDE, you need to make sure that when it unzips it, if it adds anything additional to that file name, it may mess with the programming. So just make sure that the naming is right, name conventions are all right, and that the files are where you want them to be. Alternatively, if you have a GitHub account, and the easiest way to do this is to create a GitHub account and then also download the GitHub desktop application. You can just search for GitHub desktop and then just download that program, and then it's going to look something like this when you download it. But you'll just, so that way when you search for something on GitHub and you have the desktop app, you have your account, you can just click on open with GitHub desktop, and then it'll copy this URL for you right into there. If it doesn't copy this in there for you, basically that's just this right here. So when you click on this, just copy this. It has a little copy button, so copy that. If it doesn't automatically copy it and paste it in there for you, just paste that in, and then choose where you want this to save. I have my project file here on my computer to my C drive, users, Peter, IDE, or ideal projects or something. I don't know, that file's been there for a while, or that folder's been there for a while, and that's where I keep all my projects. So that's where I want to clone it. You just hit clone, and then essentially what that does for you is inside of that folder it creates another folder here with all those files. So I just pulled everything that was on there on GitHub into my computer in this folder here. And then after that, all you really have to do is go into your IDE, which for me, like I said, is going to be IntelliJ. And then it'll probably open up whatever project you had in here last. I actually just did this previously, so it already has this project. That's what it opened up into. If it doesn't open up into the right project, just go into click File, click Open, and then go to that folder that you had everything in. So like I said, mine is just users, Peter, and then I would go to my projects file here, and then you just click on this and click OK, and it'll open that project. So just make sure you know where you save this, because that's how you're going to open it. And then once it's here, you're not going to be able to really hit run right away because you haven't set up any of the configurations for it. Anyway, once you have this project open, you can poke around, you can look at all the different code that's here, and then in order to run it, you're going to have to go up here and you're going to have to add configurations. Now I know this is a JavaFX program, so I'm just going to go to application, that's what it is. And then for the main class, you can just click on this, and it'll give you a bunch of different options. I'm interested in this chest one, so we're going to use that one. So you can just click on that. VM options you may or may not need, so skip that. You can look at my JavaFX video if for some reason it doesn't run and you need to add VM options, but most likely won't need it for this. For your module, we're going to click on chess again because that's the one we're trying to run. And then for our JRE, it has a default, which is just going to be the JDK or the SDK 15. And again, you can download all these. So Java has standard development kits. That's what the SDK stands for, the standard development kit. So you can download whatever version you want, make sure it's on your computer, and then you can click, whichever one is there, or you can leave it at default if there is one. So we'll just click apply, press OK. And because what I forgot to do, I didn't hit this plus sign, I just actually clicked an application. So what I did is I set it all up, but I forgot to hit the plus. So you hit the plus sign, hit application, and that'll actually add it. Then you can press apply, OK. And then there you go. Now you have your play button, and if you hit play, provided that this guy wrote his code correctly, you should get a program. Bam! There you go. It's in some crazy language, but alright. Cool. And it looks like it's pretty much just kind of doesn't actually follow the rules. Alright, I like it though. Pretty cool. So that's what he made. Anyway, that is how you do it, guys. Let me know if you guys enjoy this video, if you want to see more videos like this, if you have more questions about GitHub. I'm getting more familiar with it each day, so yeah, let me know. Like I said in a few of my other videos, right now GitHub was what I'm using to basically work from my desktop and my laptop. So I just have I keep my own personal projects on GitHub, and when I'm done working on my main computer, I just push my changes up to GitHub, and then when I go upstairs later on, I got my laptop, I just pull the changes from GitHub, and it works out really good. I haven't actually done a lot of what I'm doing right here, where it's pulling other people's projects, but it is something you can do. So that is how you do it, guys, if you wanted to know.